Hi, welcome to this video today, which is on the 9th of April. We're on Saturday. In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at Euro USD. Now, in terms of the pair, we've been heavily bearish this year, and we've seen the euro have quite a nice decline, but we think the decline could soon accelerate. There's a big week coming up for the euro. Obviously, we've got the ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis. We've also got French elections coming up, and also the ECB. Now, in terms of why we like the short side of the euro, the big fundamentals, in our view, are clearly against it, and they're going to get worse. Sentiment is not oversold towards the euro, so we don't see much of a bounce. In fact, big speculators are heavily long of the euro. And finally, when we look at the technicals, the risk to reward is really good in our view. Now, in terms of looking at the euro and the trade setup in more detail, let's go and do that right now. But just before we go over and take a look at Euro USD, always keep in mind, obviously, that it is my view as of right now. It can, of course, change in line with the market action and conditions. If you want all our trading techniques and you want to see our daily technical sentiment analysis of 14 FX pairs, including Euro USD, all you need to do is go to the link beneath this video, click it, and you can get live access to our member centre. You can also follow our Facebook page, and finally join our Facebook group of traders if you wish. Right, let's take a look at the trade setup. Look at the big fundamentals and sentiment before we look at the technicals. I'm starting with the French election. I'm on the site 538, which is run by Nate Silver, a well-known forecaster with a good track record on political events. Now, in terms of how important is this election to the euro, Goldman Sachs are estimating that if Macron were to lose, the euro would take a quick hit of 2%. Okay, now in terms of, you can see on the chart I've got here, Macron is losing popularity into the vote. Well, Le Pen is gaining. It's now pretty close. Okay, now Macron could well lose. Now, in terms of the first vote, it's on Sunday. Then the two candidates poll the most go forward to the second vote. It's probably going to be Le Pen and Macron. Look how close they are together, though, because if they're really close, that is bad news for the euro. Okay, if Macron goes through clearly, it's not going to give any big upside to the euro, in our view, because it's just the status quo, isn't it? Now, in terms of another good article on the election, it's this one on the Zero Hedge. They've got a poll from Atlas Politico here, which actually is one of the few that actually shows Le Pen ahead. Okay, a really good article in terms of the impact on the zone, because it is a hammer blow to the zone if Le Pen wins. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Now I just want to go over and look at some more charts. Right, we're on a chart now which relates to the ECB meeting. It's how the markets are seeing rate hikes going forward from the ECB. You can see from this chart, markets pricing in 100 basis point rate hikes from the ECB over the next 12 months and 75 basis points in terms of rate hikes this year. You can see perceptions going up. Now, our view is, when the ECB comes along on, is it Thursday? The market is going to be looking for them to hint at rate hikes and when they might come. I just don't think they're going to be specific. I think they're going to be cautious and dovish. They've taken a huge hit to the Eurozone economy. And Christine Lagarde, the president of the ECB, has said that they basically focused on growth, not so much on inflation. Okay, so they're going to prioritise growth over inflation. I think the market will be disappointed with the ECB, which will pressure it lower. A lot of people are saying, euro's fallen. It's fallen quite hard recently. It's oversold. No, it's not. This chart here, I've got it from ING. We're not oversold at all. We'd have to be down here. So it's not misvalued, okay? Also, speculators are heavily long of the euro. That's big speculative funds like hedge funds. And I think, they're going to, what's the word for it? Lose their optimism, get rid of their longs, and go short the euro, which will again put pressure on the euro. In terms of inflation, it's really going parabolic in the zone. Of course, the ECB should raise rates, but they're going to hold off. In our view, this is going to cause problems further down the line. Okay, now in terms of the next chart, growth really. In terms of growth, the Eurozone taking a big hit from the Russia-Ukraine crisis. And if you look at how much they spend on energy, the EU spends almost 10% of its GDP. Okay, that's double the amount of the US. So it's much more important in Europe, energy prices, than in the US. Now, in terms of natural gas, that is the big commodity from Russia. And you can see this chart here, full interruption of Russia's gas flows lowers euro area GDP by 2.2% in 2022. You can see it here in relation to the zone. Upside, no further disruptions, that's 0.5. Baseline, no Ukraine flows, 1. No flows from Russia, over 2. And that could come, okay? Germany will be the hardest hit nation. Obviously, you've got crude prices high, food everything in terms of prices has gone up. Eurozone growth is really slowing. It does face a recession, and you could even get stagflation. Next chart, I showed it in my last Euro video. EU cannot replace Russian gas for the winter. Okay, they're going to try it with solar renewables. You can see it here. It's optimistic. Cannot replace Russian gas imports. In terms of the zone, heavy costs at the moment. Obviously, energy. Okay, you can see the dark blue in the middle of the bar. Okay, but also defence. That's gone up, and you've got refugees. Okay, they're an additional cost. So yeah, it's not really looking great in Eurozone. I can show numerous more charts on the economic situation. But yeah, the economy is contracting. It's going to get worse. You're going to get a recession. You might even get stagflation. So that's the background to the euro behind the charts, which makes our technical simple. We just got a few levels we need to focus on. So let's go and look at the chart. Our Euro USD daily chart. Just before I go through the levels here, I need to show you the monthly chart. Gives the big picture, and we can see the euro is trending lower, and we've now taken out the 110 level, where we kind of fought to hold the level here, and then we bounced. This time, I don't see us bouncing. I think we'll continue to the downside to these lows over here, or support back in 2017 105. Okay, we could even run on to the par level. Things are that bad in Eurozone. Okay, so it's a nice downtrend. Things are going to get worse in Eurozone. It's looking obviously for more downside on the daily chart. In terms of our position, we're in at 110.80. We rallied up here. We sold the rally. We've only gone on 200 pips to the downside. We've already said it's not oversold, the euro, and specs still hold a sizable long position. So we're only looking for shallow rallies. So if we rally up to this level here, 109.70, we're looking for the rally to fade. 110, the big resistance level. You can see at the top there, the top, our stop is very tight behind the level. Seeing seller rally, or just wait for a break of these bodies here and through the low, 108.40, and then there's no more support in our view, major support until 105, and we're obviously looking for a move to par, so possibly 900 more pips. So yeah, I just feel the euro speculators and a lot of forecasters, they're just too optimistic about the zone going forward. We think that optimism is misplaced, and we're out and out bearish. We'll see if we're correct. Anyway, that is the video for today. Hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching.